Difficulty isn't a warning, it's your upgrade notification. Most entrepreneurs interpret hard seasons as a sign that they're off track. Like, if it's heavy, it must be something I'm doing wrong. But difficulty isn't proof you're failing. It's often proof that you're expanding. Listen closely. Here's the identity shift. Difficulty doesn't arrive to stop you. Difficulty arrives to shape you. Difficulty isn't a warning, it's an invitation. And that's why Nassim Taleb says, difficulty is what wakes up the genius. Not comfort, not uncertainty, not perfect conditions. Difficulty. Because your next level requires a new version of you. And pressure is the environment where that version gets forged. Now let me ground this in something real. 4 years ago, I decided to start writing Infinite You, my coaching transformation system, and I knew something had to give. I couldn't create at depth and also run a team at the same time and with that much intensity. So I made a decision that felt insane from a security standpoint. I stopped recruiting new agents to the team. Now in real estate, turnover is real. People cycle out, the grass is greener mindset is super common. And in the past, whenever agents left, I'd naturally just recruit new ones and keep the machine moving forward. But this time, I held the line. I let natural attrition happen. I put my head down and I wrote, I created, I built. And the scary part? My revenue and profit had been tied heavily, almost always, to team sales, until eventually it became 100% on my shoulders when I let my last agent go near the end of 2025. That's pressure. That's uncertainty. That's the exact moment most people run back to the old pattern out of fear. But I didn't. I didn't sprint to rebuild the team just to soothe my nervous system. I faced the fear. I doubled down on business fundamentals. I built better systems. I hired an amazing administrative team and VAs, and I increased profitability by over 80% in less than 24 months. Not only is this business leaner and better, Infinite You is launching this month. And here's the lesson. The difficulty didn't destroy me, it clarified me. It made me choose the identity that I was becoming. I had to step into it. I had to hold the line, build the identity. Now let's walk into this with something that you can actually apply immediately. The biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is misreading difficulty. When things get hard, we assume that hard means wrong. We assume that fear means stop. We assume uncertainty means wait. But what if difficulty is actually a signal? What if it's the dashboard light that says upgrade required? If you keep treating fear like a veto, you'll cap your life at the level that feels safe. And that's how talented people plateau, not from a lack of information, it's from a lack of identity capacity. So the question isn't, how do I eliminate fear? That's never going to happen. The question is, how do I convert fear into fuel? Here are 3 mechanisms to turn difficulty into growth on command. Mechanism 1 is called name the signal. Here's what you do. So when difficulty hits, don't dramatize it, label it. Say out loud, this is expansion pressure. Then write one sentence. This difficulty is training my blank. Now, maybe it's training your leadership, or maybe it's training your decisiveness, or your patience, or your standards. Naming the signal stops you from obeying the emotional story. Mechanism 2 is fear to target conversion. Ask yourself, what uncomfortable action is this fear trying to block? Then turn it into a measurable target today. Not be more confident, a target. Examples are make 5 direct asks, send the follow-up that I've been avoiding, raise my price by X, publish the content. Fear becomes fuel when it becomes direction, and only when it becomes direction. Get this, your fear is a compass, not a cage. Mechanism 3 is a micro-bravery rep. Here's how you do this. Set a timer for 10 minutes and do the smallest version of the hard thing. If you fear rejection, do one ask. If you fear visibility, post one clip. If you fear confrontation, start a conversation. Confidence isn't the prerequisite. Confidence is the byproduct of reps, and many of them. And here's what this creates. You stop waiting to feel ready, and you start acting from identity. Let's future pace both outcomes. Imagine you keep treating difficulty as a stop sign, and you keep negotiating with fear. You keep choosing comfort first. A year from now, you're not just in the same spot, you're actually more convinced it's just how it is. The ceiling becomes your identity. Now picture the other path. Much better. You start using difficulty as a cue. You label it. You convert it to targets. You do micro-bravery reps even when your nervous system is screaming at you and protesting. 1 year from now, your results are different. But more importantly, you are different. You're the kind of person who doesn't collapse under pressure. You convert it instead. Here's your 24-hour commitment. In the next 24 hours, set a 20-minute time box. During that time box, do one uncomfortable action that you've been avoiding that directly impacts growth in your business. Choose one. Make a direct ask that you've delayed. Send the follow-up that you've been rationalizing away. Publish the thing that you've been perfecting to death. Raise the standard in your sales process. It really is up to you. Have the conversation that you've been postponing forever. When the timer ends, say this out loud. That is who I am now. Because consistency isn't discipline, it's identity in motion. If you want the full Infinite You framework behind this, how to turn fear into fuel and keep moving under pressure, watch the Infinite You promo trailer coming soon below in the description. And comment fuel and tell me the exact uncomfortable action that you're doing in the next 24 hours. And then come back tomorrow and reply done.